Hey guys, so we have the new LF character reveal alongside a 1% sparking character as well. This video was shown off at Battle Hour. They've not yet revealed or published the HD version of the reveal, so unfortunately we are stuck with footage of somebody who just took a video from the actual event. So this is the best we got for now. I assume, by the time this video goes up, we might even just have the better version here, but I have to just record this quickly because I have stuff to do today. So we're going to just watch this. I'll have this on mute because I'd rather not listen to a bunch of screaming people in the background while this is going on. So let's start here. So the first character is going to be the 1% sparking. Obviously, this is the character they were teasing with the Twitter preview here. All right, so obviously not the greatest quality of all time, but it is a Bulla/Bra character, obviously Vegeta's daughter, and it is a assist character, so it's Bulla assist with Vegeta. So there we go. There's her green card, and then she does have some interesting animations. There's Vegeta popping in at the end of the strike animation. There's blast armor on what looks to be probably an ultimate. It's too long for a blue card. Vegeta comes in and just blasts him with the Gallic gun because obviously Bulla doesn't really fight that much. And then there's the windscreen. So interesting character. I think, at least she'll be helping to buff different teams, Vegeta Clan, GT. So that's definitely very good. And because Vegeta is in the card technically, or in the character technically, they will have like Saiyan and stuff like that as well. So that is good. All right, and then the big LF character is, I thought it was going to be Baby, but it is actually Super 17. There we go, Super 17. Okay, so that is, I guess, his blue card. We got some pretty good animations here. Looks like he doesn't have blast armor on his strikes. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so there's a strike animation. We got a real-time screen shake effect going on. This looks like this is his green card, the absorbing key blast effect, which is not something that I'm particularly looking forward to. This is his ult right here. He does, of course, have blast armor on the ult, and this does look very good. Like, look at that. That looks pretty good. It looks like that might actually be an AoE just based off of the animation, but we'll have to wait and see. And then he's going to end with the what is that? The Revenge Death Ball? No, that's Baby's attack. It's the Electro Eclipse Bomb or something, I think is what he calls it. Yeah, that looks so good. That actually looks really good, that LF animation at the end with like his back turned to the camera. Let's rewind back to that real quick. Yeah, that looks really good. Overall, I would say the animation quality on the Super 17, like it's very high. They actually put a lot of work into the Super 17. So that's what we're going to be getting. So right now I'm recording this video on Monday the 29th. So in 2 days, the 31st, is when I expect this character to drop. And I think probably, I don't know when they're going to reveal the actual kits, but I imagine on the official website they will put the Super 17's kit up there. But that's probably not going to happen until tomorrow, maybe today. If they do put it up today, I will do a video when it drops so that we can go over the abilities. But that's who we're getting. Overall, I think Super 17 is a good pick because he's on a bunch of teams that need help, right? Obviously, the main focus is going to be GT. GT is the current campaign that we have going on, so it makes sense that he would probably be more geared towards helping GT. He's also on Androids. I think Androids is a team that is kind of just like almost there, but maybe not quite. They were probably the best team in the game at one point, but obviously since then we've had Legends Fest power creep, which really pushed a lot of these teams back. Like we have a lot of these, like Regen is another example of this. Like the Regen team was insane before Legends Fest, and then, did not really see much Regen help throughout Legends Fest, and now they got, sort of pushed down a notch. That's what happened to the Android team as well. So hopefully with Super 17 coming out, the Android team might be able to see some additional, see a bit of a resurgence here, but I have my doubts because it looks like Super 17 is more of a strike character. But we will end up seeing when his kit comes out. And then of course Powerful Opponent. Right now Powerful Opponent could be interesting. We have Janemba, who's still very good. We have Cell, who's very good, just not the greatest meta for him. We do have characters like Kid Buu, Rose, Hit, who are all pretty decent. But other than that, like, you guys have to understand that when we get into these big celebrations like Anniversary and Legends Festival, they almost never, in fact, the only, like, okay, so I think, the last, like, headlining powerful opponent character that released during a major celebration. I think it was Blue Broly, wasn't it? It was this guy. It was either this guy or Red Zamasu, but I think this Broly came out after Red Zamasu did. He was like the same year. So this Broly, I think, was the last powerful opponent character to be featured in Anniversary of Legends Fest. So whenever we get these big celebrations like that, what typically ends up happening is we get a bunch of Sun Family, Movie, God Key, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan units and fusions, and then like all the villain characters don't see any play or representation at all. So we are in now the sort of build back up period where they need to start releasing some good villains. We remember last year we literally saw Hit, Rose, Kid Buu essentially back to back in this part of the year, and then we also got like Cell as well, this red Cell. So I think this is the time of year where they have to sort of give us the powerful villain characters before Anniversary, and then unfortunately what ends up happening is a lot of the Anniversary characters end up sort of blowing away those villains. But this is the time of year where like powerful opponent and villains can get built up a bit, and so Super 17 releasing now I think is a good decision. The only concern that I have with Super 17, if we just go back to this, is obviously we saw, so he opens with his blue card, right? So let's just replay this here. I think, let me mute this. Okay, now that's okay. Yeah, this is my concern here. So this is obviously going to be his green card. Now we have only had pretty much one Super 17 character that's released in the game, which is the green one. Let's go back to GT. This really old green Super 17. This is like I think it's a pre-first. Is this a pre-first anniversary release? I don't remember. It's close. Either he released before the first anniversary, or it was like right around when the first anniversary dropped. I think it was pre-first anniversary. This guy's green card. We can go and just pull this up real quick. What this is it is basically, it acts as a counter. So you click the green card, and like he stretches his arms out and he gets ready to absorb, and you're basically stuck in the counter stance until he absorbs the key attack. So it's basically like a counter, and it's against Ki Blast. Like, okay, so restores health by it's probably going to be like a massively buffed up version of this. Let me go to the Zenkai version just in case it's different. Yeah, let's see. 10% health, reduce damage received by 30% for 5 counts. Yeah, okay. 30% damage for 20 counts, destroys one enemy card, reduce a key by 50. Yeah, I anticipate this new Super 17 to have like a 4 times better absorption effect than the one we have right now. Because the thing with this is it acts as a counter, but of course it's not like you're not going to be counter attacking the enemy when this happens. You're just going to be absorbing the attack. So it's going to provide you with some sort of benefit for doing that, either in the form of a buff or a debuff to the opponent. But obviously because he's absorbing the attack, it's more likely going to end up being some kind of buff effect for Super 17. The only reason why I'm concerned about this is because of how much of passive playstyle this promotes, right? I remember when Super 17 first came out, and a lot of times people would just sit there in the back and wait for people to throw Ki Blast or a tap attack or whatever, a blue card, and they would just absorb it. So we'll have to see if there's ways that they can sort of circumvent that playstyle, but as it stands right now, that's what we're used to with these types of green cards, with like the long range blast countering greens. We've seen this with other characters in the past as well. And then the other thing I have to say about this as well is that with a green card like that, I'm a bit concerned. Like, Super 17 is not a character you really think of as like being some super hyper offensive demon character. He's more of like a defensive character. He's absorbing attacks. He's being annoying overall is essentially how I think of Super 17 as a character. And looking at the total GT team right here, I mean, basically what you're using right now is you're just using Pan, Trunks and Gyro, Goku, and then Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. That is your GT setup right now. Those are the 3 best characters on this team. And so what the team is lacking, at least in my experience, is just a lot. They're lacking a lot of damage. And if Super 17 drops and he's not going to be doing like tons and tons of damage, then I think there's just going to end up unfortunately being better options to run than GT, which is kind of weird because we opened up 2024 post Legends Fest, and you're going to tell me that the team they just gave 2 LFs and 2 1% sparkings An LF Zenkai, a normal Zenkai, and then 2 unique equipments too is not going to be able to keep up with the other better teams. Like, it's strange if that's the case. I'm not going to be too judgmental, obviously, because we don't even know what this guy does yet. But my ideal play style for the Super 17 will be a very, very offensive style character, because that is simply what the team is lacking right now. Goku is a very good character, but he is a character that's reliant on getting hit, building up his unique gauge, and then sort of comboing, the solar flare into the blue cards. He's not a character you're switching into like mid combo to continue combos, extend them, do a lot of damage. That's sort of what this pan tries to do, but this pan, I mean, let's be realistic here. If you're talking about the best teams in the game, Legends Fest level teams, this pan is good, but she's not going to be competitive on that level, right? She's kind of the style of character we want for that, but she's not good enough. That's just unfortunately the way it is. She's just not good enough. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is really good, but Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta kind of, I think, at least in my experience, suffers from the LF Zenkai syndrome is what I'm going to dub it from now, I think, moving forward, because this seems to be the case for like most LF Zenkai characters, which is the fact that they are doing a lot of good things, but they're not doing any of those things well enough. I think the same thing can be said about like Grade 8 Vegeta. Grade 8 Vegeta is a very good LF Zenkai. He does a lot of good things very well, but he's not doing any of those things good enough to the level where he's going to be like, on par with the best teams in the game. UI Goku, Goku and Bardock, Beast Gohan. Like, he's not matching those characters. And those are the characters you're fighting. So if you're using a character that is not as good as the characters you're fighting, it's tough. It's tough. So again, the missing link on this team and what this team needs the most is a character that is able to switch in, do a ton of damage, string together tons of combos, gets cover null, gets double card draw speed. Again, a similar character to Pan, Trunks, and Giru, but just an LF tier character. Like, this is not an LF tier character, but their kit, her design, is the same design I would kind of want to see from a Super 17. And then we have like this Goku here who can sort of hold down the fort as a defensive character, as a healing character. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has the anti-revive tech. He has a lot of damage with his blue card, does a lot of damage with the ultimate. He's pretty good. I don't think we're going to be replacing this guy in the team. I think the team will end up being Super 17, Goku, and then this Gogeta. We'll have to see what the Bulla looks like as well, but that's sort of what I'm thinking here. I'm hoping that Super 17 is more of an offensive-based character, but based on the fact that he has this, the absorbing green card, I mean, it kind of fits the character, right? This is, again, I think of Super 17, I'm not thinking of like, oh my god, he's such an offensive, he's a rampaging character. He's not like a Broly-esque character where he's just like constantly attacking and just, raging through the arena. He's a key absorbing character. He's annoying. He's debuffing you. That's the vibe I get from the Super 17 character, but that's what we'll have to wait and see when we get the kit announced, which again could be today, but I think it probably will most likely be tomorrow, and we'll see how they design him. So let me know down below what you guys think of the LF Super 17 announcement, as well as the Bulla Vegeta assist character. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.